They see me rollin', they wondering. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tiny Blue Games. My name, of course, is Seesaw or Chris, and today we are playing WildStar. As you can see, we have made it to level 15. Oh, well, actually almost level 16. I'm going to count it as level 16 almost, which means we've actually gotten like 3 levels, so you can be proud of me. Or, you know, just always disappointed in me, like, you know, like you should be. But hey, we're making some progress, and as any adventurer in WildStar, you get introduced or directed towards your main capital city once you get towards level 15, and that is where we are. We are at Thayd. And I thought this would be a good video for people who haven't, you know, been to the main city in a while, or just people who haven't played WildStar and want to see what the main cities look like. I'm going to do a little, you know, walkthrough of Thayd, just because I'm in exile and, you know, we're awesome and believe in freedom and rock people. So yeah, screw the Dominion. But, you know, realistically, I'll probably do a Ilium one eventually too. But we're just going to do a little tour of the area. So let us start. This is coming in from White Vale. You actually won't come in here like when you're level 15 because this is a higher level area. You'll go out that way. So don't know why I chose to be confusing, but I did choose to start in a confusing area. But you come in, there's some nice statues here. A lot of it's got like a very roughly put together feel, with some statues and guards of robotic nature, and then a lot of plants as well. That's kind of the big themes here, but it works together really well. And we're actually going to start by going to, I think, one of my favorite places to go in all of Thayd. I think it's if you go down this way. Anyways, you get into here where there's a lot of different random NPCs. Some of them are useful, some of them are more just flavorful, which is really cool. I guess we may as well explore this area first. You've got a lot of different traders. Like I say, throughout the game, some of them have never been useful to me, and some of them, look at this little sign here. Like, it's just these little, like, signs that are very unique to Thayd. It's like a, kind of a scummy feel to it, but I just love it because of, like, you know, it's like a very space feeling, like a spaceport where people just come from all over the world and are scummily trying to sell stuff to you, and it's got a really nice feel that way. Like, look at that sign up there. Anyways, we'll go up this way. Just up, there's a little sign there. I think this is kind of this is weirdly my favorite area of the entire city, just because of how beautifully run down they made it. Like, look at these piles of garbage, just like in the corners. They've got like little dumpster fires, people who are just around the dumpster fires, a lot of posters and stuff like that mixed in with the signs that are glowing. Like, this is such a like just a very thematic area, and I've always loved just sort of going through here. And this is the exile, in my opinion. Like, they have nothing and they're just sort of band together trying to survive in this like very hostile environment. So I really do enjoy that area a lot. And then it comes out into a more heavily guarded robotic area as we go into sort of the central court of judgment, where we have a very more official area with like a lot of defense and robots and stuff like that. It really puts it together to make it feel like, you know, hey, there is leadership here, but the outskirts and like a lot of other people are just barely surviving and don't follow by the rules or anything like that. So it's got a lot of interesting feel to it. We're gonna come out here to a more nature intense area. I'm just gonna like take a little shortcut here and hopefully not die. I think we're gonna survive this. We should. Yeah, oh yeah, we were fine. This is a very natural area here. Very thematic in terms of our connections to nature, and how we like to live in harmony with the planet. I think that really shines here, and it definitely feels nice. Like, you have some more crafting stations, a few different houses and stuff like that, some more mailboxes. It's got a very different feel, and it's kind of like the idea of a lot of like cities actually in the real world, where they keep a natural area or a little park, where, you know, people can come and just sort of relax in nature even while they're in the city. So I do definitely enjoy this area being part of Thayd. I think it's one of the highlights of the city as well, and certainly something that you won't see in Ilium ever. These signs, once again, like, look at all the arrows just pointing you around. So this goes back into that sort of trader area that we were just in, and we will just go up past it into the court again. And this is kind of the central route through Thayd, so you can just go straight up here, and then you'll get into a tunnel that brings us right to the center. Thayd's laid out in a very unique way, and actually I'll bring up the world map here. Like, it's a pretty big place. Can I actually just zoom out a little bit? It's a pretty big place, but very interestingly, it's connected to a lot of different places, and I think WildStar, the developers, really thought of this in a good way, that there's a lot of different ways to get into Thayd. So depending on where you choose to start or where you're questing or whatever, you come from these sort of top areas here. And then there's also, like I said, the White Veil area that's the higher level. Like, when I say higher level, I mean like 20s and 20 to 30 or something like that. But there's a lot of different connections here that sort of bring you into Thayd, and that's not to mention the spaceships that we'll get to in a second. So we're right in the dead center of Thayd right now, and actually I'll zoom in again. I think, yeah, right in the dead center here at the tunnels. So we're just going to come out to kind of this spaceport horizon area, and this is where you'd fly to the moon, or you take any kind of ship out of here. You can see all the different ships just sort of lined up here, ready to take you, and you can see, like, Crimson Badlands right there, ship to Far Side. Like, they all take you to different places, and they're very unique, very conveniently in the same place, and that's probably how they would set it up in a real life situation too, which I kind of enjoy. This is a new, now when I say new, I mean it was not here since beta. It was introduced, what, a year, like when a bit before they went free to play, this area was introduced. It's probably the most populated place in Thayd, you know, depending on what time of day it is as well, but like there's quite a few people here too. This is where you get a lot of your daily contracts, which are just like your daily quests for different dungeons and different things, and a lot of different vendors that you trade in currency for. If you're, you know, investing any kind of time in terms of gearing yourself, you will probably spend some time here, and this will be just kind of your hangout, which is pretty cool. And we got, you know, a lot of different NPCs that are pretty cool just stashed around here, so it's very cool in that situation. You also can go and like check people out, like in terms of the gear. That's often what I do when I'm around here, or their mounts or something like that. Like, if you want to see people that are pretty interesting, this is a very common place to hang out. But there is the second most common place to hang out, and this used to be actually the most popular before they had that area, is sort of just down in here, and it's still, you know, got some people here from time to time, but just anywhere in here. And the reason, the big draw for people, is the auction house and mail and bank. This entire area here, this used to be where you would come and mingle whenever you were trying to do sell orders or buy orders or anything like that. It's a very nice place too. It's got more of an open feel, and I like really looking around from this area because you see like all the walls. Like, Thayd's actually really, really high. Like, it goes really high up there, and there are ways to climb up there, which I really enjoy in WildStar too. Unlike a lot of games where there's like weird, mysterious walls that don't let you get up places, you can climb up there. I've been pretty high up on those towers before, just exploring. So it's definitely something I would suggest you do. Hoverboard is usually a good option if you're gonna do some heavy climbing, but yeah, very fun stuff. And then sort of finally, there's a few different areas back in here. We have the crafting area. We can see a little robot with his crafting tool, but all the different crafting stations and where you get your crafting dailies, very nicely kept together very closely with the auction house, so it's not much of a difficulty to go back and forth. And then just coming down here, we kind of have the combat area where you've got, maybe I should talk to the guy. There's a quest complete. It caught me off guard. I didn't realize I had a quest complete here. But there is all the PvP kind of people, as well as target dummies in terms of, you know, wanting to test your rotations for raiding, for dungeons, for PvP, and any kind of skill testing you can do in this area too, which is just great. We have another exit, and this is kind of the this is like, I don't want to say the main entrance to Thayd, but a lot of people come out here because when you are 15, you go out this way, and this is sort of where you quest off to this side, and it's kind of like the quest chain that sort of touches onto Thayd that's this way. So I definitely associate this side as more of the main entrance to Thayd, but realistically I come in via taxi most often, or just teleporting. This is the last little area. There's a really nice statue here. I remember seeing this like very impressively when I was first trying the beta weekend. It was just a really cool statue to like play around near. And I believe there is, yeah, just an area up here, the Lair of the Black Hoods. There's a few different quests that take you up here. I've never really had to be up here that much, but like for different armors and different like attunements and stuff like that, you might have to come up and talk to people up in this mysterious kind of area. There's a lot of sort of like, I'd say more like side experiments and stuff that happen here, and a little bit of mystery, which is nice too. So it's a cool place. You can see the Lair of the Black Hoods, and there's this big sort of tech area here, which is really cool. It's just, once again, a very, there's like a DDR thing right here too. It's cool. A very different feeling part of Thayd, and that's what Thayd is as a whole. It's like a patchwork of different societies and different cultures in just mixed into one city, and I think that's why I prefer Thayd. Whereas Ilium is very much a very structured place. I mean, it's obvious that it's shaped by the Dominion. You have to play by the Dominion rules, and it gives you that feel. And I think that's what WildStar did really well, is they very much felt the cultures of the two sides in the city. So that's kind of the video I wanted to share with you guys today. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for those of you who've been to Thayd a billion times, but it is one of the highlights of WildStar, and I think people need to just really appreciate a lot of the beauty and thematic things that are put into these cities. So I thought it was a good idea to put the video together. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked the video. I'll see you in the next one, and thank you for watching.